Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we are having coffee. Good Monday. Another lovely fall day here. Very grateful for the weather where we are. Hope this is finding you and your family safe. And if indeed you are in the middle of any kind of tumultuousness, that you recover with ease. Had a lovely weekend doing the witches market at Witch Fest in Twin Falls, which was really why I investigated it, because Twin is a very religious community. We did have police presence, so nothing happened, and we never even saw anyone. But I guess there was reports that we could be possibly dangerously protested. Never saw anything like that. It was a wonderful weekend. A lot of connections made, and got to spend time with a lovely friend who lives in Twin Falls. So, how was your weekend? How are you? Deep breath. Three separate decks this morning, and kind of fun ones. The first one is the Kitchen Tarot by Dennis Fairchild. And this one is very fun because it's just very different. I've had it for a long time. The theme card for today is the Punch Bowl. Let me see if I can get that without glare. There we go. They're very busy cards. And the Punch Bowl is all about all the possibilities in life, all the things that are presenting themselves to you right now. Let me read just a piece of it, because these are always such a fun positive change, calm after the storm, a toast to happiness. So very much the higher vibe. I think, good morning or great morning, Susan. Madeline, good morning. I think after what the last couple of weeks have been, this time of completion, this time of just, wow, okay, you have completed, something you've been endeavoring to do is in completion, is nearing its end. So take time. Take time to be just what you want to be. Don't overdo it. Don't keep pushing and pushing. We need the downtime. We need to take care of ourselves, honor ourselves in the process of all that we're doing here in the world. So allow that to be your truth. Good morning, Cindy. And so the Punch Bowl says, there's lots of things you can be looking at right now, but you don't want to get too involved in the whole process of doing all of them. You want to focus. You do want to take action. The Knight of Wands is next. There we go. And the Knight of Wands is always an action card. And the other card that came up with it is the talking stick. And so this Knight of Action, Knight of Wands and the talking stick are saying, it is time to take action, but it is time to take action in your truth. Speak your truth. Let your authenticity be seen in the world. Have the courage to do that. Move forward with that. And for many of us, great chameleons that we can be, our authenticity is something that can be hidden from us even. I remember being a young woman and thinking to myself, I don't even know what I want. I don't even know who I am in all of this. So know that there is this opportunity now to just go, okay, I'm going to allow people to see who I authentically am and be that. What do I love? This is kind of an all about us reading. This isn't that get out into the world much. This is kind of refueling, some downtime, some inner reflection, and courage to be seen for who we truly are in the world, instead of being so concerned about what other people might think of us. And the reason we want to do that is this 10 of Wands. If you can see, she's on the phone, she's crying. It's because she's burnt out. She has been doing, and we have been experiencing so much from the cosmos and the solar flares, the solar winds. They affect us, and they affect us in physical ways, emotional ways, relational ways. things are volatile. Mother Earth is volatile right now, and it is in response to the cosmic energy coming in. Those of you who might not believe that have to remember that, even the moon, which is not as strong as most of the planets that we're being affected by, and stars, the moon will affect our body as it, becomes full, just like it does the ocean's tide. Think how powerful the ocean is. We are 73 to 93% water, depending on life stage. And if you're looking at it down to the very essence of who we are, so it is all going to affect us. That does not make it easy. And we really have been inundated lately with a lot of outer energy that we unknowingly are trying to balance out with, investigate within ourselves, try to figure out how to move back into some sense of centering. And so it's been not a particularly easy time for us. And you can see it out there with people in reactivity and anger and fear and lots of anxiety, lots of anxiousness. So this pulling back time and focusing, take action, but we're taking action in favor of us right now, because we are the Emperor card. We are the doers. We have been the doing. Even sometimes that means within ourselves. Being the doer doesn't mean you're out in the world just, constantly doing. You might be, but it also means we've been doing a lot inwardly, even if it's not been in our conscious. Again, just trying to balance out to these energies that have been coming in is a very energetic aspect, and we do need to just let it be. We're given a little bit of a break now from some of these big energies, and we've got some things coming up that are going to be threatening to pull us out of balance. So we want to do our best to stay in balance. Good morning, Sarah. I haven't seen you in a long time. So we are the ones that are creating this world, for those around us, the providers in many ways. Even if we're not the income providers, we are providing for others, maybe a sense of balance, stability, peace. And we do have to watch out for us. We do have to be everything that we can possibly be within ourselves, because we are in the circle of life. And the circle of life, I'm going to look at that one because it's a beautiful card. It's like a, what do they call it? It's not a maze. It's gone. You can walk oh gosh, it'll come. All things are possible. Stand in your center and be open. To get centered, we must. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Said I look younger every year. I'm owning that. We want to stand in the center of that circle, of that. It's right there, the word, what you walk. When you walk in a circle, it's not a maze. It is a something. Somebody will come up with that word. At any rate, this is how we center. We go inward. We focus inward. We relax. Do things that feel good to you today and the next day or so that make you feel good. Indulge a bit. Give yourself a treat of some kind. What does that look like for you? How can you be kinder to you? Labyrinth. Thank you, Sarah. Don't just love how those words go at times. Yes, walking the labyrinth. We move into the center. It's a very meditative thing, and then you move out also meditatively. So get quiet, do a little bit less today, treat yourself kinder, and be within yourself for a bit. Because as the light workers, we are working under the surface all the time. Just maintaining our own vibration is enough to be a positive aspect into the world. I woke up this morning pretty bummed out for no real reason. And so just had to do some centering, some quiet time, some meditation. That is not my strongest gift, meditation. But I have been given the message that I do need to have more time in quiet. So, what is it that you are feeling imposed upon by in your life? These shoulds, these have tos. Do you really have to? What would happen if you didn't? In very rare instances, it would mean death. Otherwise, it means, that's really the gauge of what's wrong. If things go wrong, my focus is, well, nobody died and nobody got sick, injured, or hurt by it. If none of those are true, then don't do it if you don't feel like it today. When these times of introspection and self healing and quiet are presented to us as the thing that might be a really good idea, it is a very good idea to indulge because it means that we're preparing for the next phase, whatever that looks like. It just means that it's going to be one that requires a great deal of energy for us. So, what has the world been offering you? What has been present in your field? How have you been feeling? And if you have been feeling less than powerful and wonderful and joyful, what is it that you have been thinking and believing that has taken you there? What have you been focusing on? We want to be very, very aware of our focus. That certainly was a message that came through often this weekend as I was doing readings. I met just some really fun people. Oh, and I just wanted to present the possibility. This time of year with Halloween coming up, we're seeing the pictures of these witches that are, just gnarly looking and just disfigured and all of that. Last year, someone presented this to me, and I decided that I would no longer present those pictures anywhere or propagate that look, because those pictures of the witches were what these women looked like after they'd been starved and beaten and tortured by the good people of the world. And so consider that. Wicca is a religion, and there are white witches, there are lots of witches that do nothing but bring good into the world. There are lots of Christians and fundamentalists who do nothing but bring evil in the world. So do your best not to put people in a box that defines them just because they say they are something that you have previously viewed in less than a lighthearted or loving way. Do your best to accept everyone for who they are, who you feel them to be energetically, and do your best to shed as much love in the world as possible, because you'll be in less judgment if you practice the pure love and joy tool for any length of time. That sends love to the world, and it filters those lower vibrations from you and fills you with love. And when you're filled with love, you don't need to judge, because judgment is just us putting ourselves above someone else to make ourselves feel better about who we are. So consider where you've been. Consider what you need to let go of today, what you can let go of, what you don't have to go in and do. What does that look like for you? I think we are complete for this lovely fall day where I live. I am sending out healing and recovery energy for all of you who have been affected by these hurricanes. I can't even fathom what that would be like, and my heart goes out to you. Do consider donating to an organization like the Red Cross. They are pretty reputable in what they do in the world. And, this Helene hardly was over before Milton hit. And the people from Helene are still and will be in recovery for a long time. Someone, my friend who sells cabbie, mentioned that, underwear are very much something these folks need who lost everything. You think about it, it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, it would be awful not to have clean underwear to change into. So think about that. How, what would it be like to not have anything? What is the thing that you would desire in the immediate? And see how you might be able to provide her. Good morning, Hasham. Diane says, which means wise woman. They knew how to use plants to cure. They watched the cycles of nature. Right. They were the pagans. They were the healers, the seers. And because they brought through that, the people that didn't have those gifts feared them and so worked to destroy them. And it's still going on. Like I said, we were threatened at the witches market to have some violence. So we had two very nice policemen there all day. We had other security people there. And so it was an interesting weekend. It was slow because the fairgrounds in Twin Falls were also not in favor of what we were doing. They didn't put the reader board sign up for us stating that we were, on the readout that the Witches Market, Witch Fest was happening. There was another event there that got heavily advertised. So, and there were some internal things that should have happened differently. But again, sometimes we just want connections that people who are like-minded. And I made 3 or 4 really fun, likely to be deep connections. Good morning, Julia. So there are still some spaces left in the retreat. I do implore you that if indeed you are ready to stand in your power, ready to begin working your own energy, taking charge of your life and in what you're creating, this retreat would be a great place to start, to launch from, because they are powerful and they are really fun as well. Grand rising to you, Jonathan. I haven't seen you in a while, brother. So have a wonderful next couple days. I will be back on Wednesday. Again, I will not be here on Friday because I am going to a retreat for a few days. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for your support. If you are new to my YouTube channel and seeing this, please like and subscribe. That will help the channel grow. And I am just not as effective at marketing and getting the word out as I might be, as I probably could be, but it will grow as it should grow. So your help would be appreciated. If there is any way I am able to serve you, please reach out to me. I do energy healing across the world. Don't have to be in front of me. And again, if you have questions, if you need to work out a different payment plan, the one that's offered for the retreat, reach out. Something can be done, I am sure. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side. Your wisdom